Then we are moving on to the next set. So the previous set, you could have picked up 2-3 questions out of these 6 and left at least 1 or 2 questions, right? Moving on to the last set, 15 to 20. So the last set, this is a set where you have to be very careful. There are about 2 or 3 questions which could be done quickly, but there are other 2 or 3 questions which will really take up a lot of time. So let's understand what is being given here. So we have a 5 by 5 matrix in which there are numbers given here, and every number has a student standing there. So if you run a command x comma y, the student from the cell x will go to the cell number y. So let's take an example to see what happens. So if you run a command, let's say 4, so if you run a command 4 comma 2, the student here will try to go to the cell number 2. Starting from 4, will try to go to the cell number 2 in a way that you cross the minimum total. So the nearest 2 is over here. Okay, now so the student here will have a total score of 0 because he did not cross any other number apart from 4 and 2. If you look at 4 over here, he will again go immediately. He can also go like this, but he will not take this because he is crossing 1. So if he goes like this, the total will be called as 1, whereas if he goes directly, the total will be 0. So he will always choose a path where the total is the minimum. If you look at let's say this person or this person, 4 comma 2 and 4 comma 2 and 4 comma 2, all of them are zeros because they're not crossing anything. Similarly, let's take another example. If I say 5 comma 3, so the person starting from here will go straight away. The person starting from here will go straight away. The person starting from here will go straight. The person starting from here will go straight. And the person starting from here, he has no choice. He's got no 3 beside him. He can't go like this. He can't go this. He can only go vertically or horizontally or downwards or left. So he has to go like this or he has to go like this. This will give you 4 total, whereas here you'll get total 2. So 5 to 3, this person will get the value as 2 because he will cross the cell number 2. If they are crossing more number of cells, you will have to add them up. So that's the information given to us in the question, right? Let's take a look at the first question. After executing a command run 1 comma 3, what is the sum of the scores of all the students who were in the cells with number 1 initially? So this student will have to go to 3. What is the best way for him to go? So his best way would be like this. So he's crossing 4 and 2. So his total, this person's total will be 6. He's going to cross 4 and 2. There's no other way. The next way will be like this. But that will be 2 and 5, 7. So we don't need 7. We need the lesser value, which is 6. If you look at the next one is over here. He is going to go to 3. How can he go to 3? The best way for him to go to 3 would be like this. So he will cross 2. So already we have 6 and another 2 comes in. Next one is over here. He is also trying to go to 3. What is the best way for him to go to 3? The best way would be like this. So he will have to cross the cell number 2. And this person over here, 3 will go immediately. Either left or right, doesn't matter. The total will be 0. And the last person, 1 over here, how can he go to 3? The best way for him to go to 3 will be like this. There's no other way for him to go to 3. Or he can also go like this, but it will be the same. 4 plus 2 or 4 plus 2. This total will be same. So it is 6. So the sum of all the students is 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 6, which is 16. That's your answer. Right? The next question, after executing each command of run x comma y for all possible values of y, for any particular value of x, what can be the maximum possible sum of the total scores of all students? So let's take a look at what we are having here. So I'm looking at all possible x comma y runs. So I will have 1 comma 2, I will have 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, all such possible values. First, let me find them out. So if I'm looking at 1 comma 2, all the students at 1. This student, if I'm looking at the first student, it is 1 to 2, 0. Then this student, 1 to 2, 0. Then the next student, 1 to 2, 0. Then the next student, 1 to 2. The best possible way will be like this for him. So 3. And the next student, 1 to 2, 0. So the total value of all the students here will be a total sum of 3. Similarly, if you do the same analysis for the remaining 1 comma 3, if I'll just do it for 1 comma 3, so you will see 1 comma 3. So this student here going to 3. So if he wants to go to 3, the best possible way will be for him will be like this, which is 6. Then this student going to 3, the best possible way for him will be 2. We just saw this, 2. Then it will be 2, then 0, and then 6 again. 1, 4, I'll do this once more. So, and the remaining I'll just write down. So 1, 4, the best way will be 0, right? And then the next 1, 4, the best way will be 0, and then we'll have 1, 4. The next best way will be 0 again, and 1, 4 again 0. Then we have 1, 4 again 0, and then we have 1, 4. He will go through 2. So this is 2. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 2. Then we have 1, 5. 1, 5. If you look at it, he will go through like this. So 2. Then it will be 1, 5 direct, and then direct. So both next two values will be zeros. Then 1 to 5 will again be direct, and 1 to 5 will be direct. So 2 more zeros. So 1, 5, the total will be 2. So 2 here, 2 here, and this will be 16. So if you fill this entire table like this, you'll get it like this. So you'll get 3, 0, 3, 0, and 0, 2, 1. So sorry, 2 to 1. 2 to 1 will be, my bad. This is 0 first. 2 to 1 will be 0 because you're starting from here going to 1. Then 2 to 1 again is 0. Then again 2 to 1. 2 to 1 would have to go through 3, which will be 3 for you. And then 2 to 1 will be direct here, and 2 to 1 will be through 3. So you will get 2 to 1 as 0 and then 3. So the total will be 6. So if you start writing this, you will get these values as 6 for the next one will be 8, the next one will be 1, the next one will be 2, then 3, 1 will be 8, then you'll have total of 4. That is 3, 2 is 4, then 3, 4 will be 1, 3, 5 will be 0. So you will have to, do this. It will take some time. So 2, 3, 5, then you have 4. So this is 5, 1 is 5. Sorry, 5, 1 is 5. 4, 5. 4, 5 is 3. So I think I made a small error. Right, so 3, 5 is 0. 4, 1 is 0. 4, 2 is also 0. Okay, so that's the error. So 4, 2 is also 0. 4, 3 is 2. 4, 5 is 3. Then 5, 1 will be 5. 5, 2 will be 4. 5, 3 will be 2, and 5, 4 will be 5. So this will take a little bit of time. Now the question is, after executing each command of run x, y for all possible values of y, for any particular value of x, what can be the maximum possible value sum of the total score of all the students? So let's say I run 1, 2. If I run 1, 2, what will be the sum of 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, the sum of all of them? How much will I have? So that is a total of 3 plus 16, 19, 19 plus 2, 21, 21 plus 2. The one series, 1, y series total will be 23. 2, y series. If you look at 2, y series, so 6 plus 8, 8 plus 6 is 14, 15, 16, 17. Then 3, y series. 3, y series is 8 plus 4, 12 plus 1, 13. 4, y series. 4, y series. 4 series is 0, 0, 2 and 3. Total is 5. And 5, y series. The 5, y series is 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 5, 16. So what is the maximum possible value? The maximum possible value is 23. Right? So the maximum possible value is 23. So this is a bit lengthy. This question, it's not very easily solvable. So this should have been left in the exam. Right, question number 17. After executing a command of run x, y, where x is less than y, that's very important, the total score of all the students increased by 0. What is the value of x plus y? So we'll again use take use of the help of the previous calculation that we did. So if you remember the previous calculation, what is the value of x plus y? That's the question in this, and x is less than y. So look at this, 1, 2. I want the total to be 0. Because it is increasing by 0. So this is not the value I'm looking at. Similarly, if I'm looking at 1, 3, the total is 16. This is not what I'm looking at. So observe everywhere you have zeros in which areas. So where do you get 0? You get 3 comma 5 as 0. 4 comma 1 is also 0, but this is ruled out. Why is it ruled out? Because x should be less than y. 4 comma 1 is not like that. Similarly, 4 comma 2 is also ruled out because here 4 is greater than 2. So only one 0 value is there. So x is 3, y has to be 5. So this will give you a total of 8. So the advantage of doing this level of calculation is you'll get two questions, the previous one and this, with the same calculation. But again, it's a question of that information will be known to you after you do all this. You don't have the information prior to calculating all these things. So again, I would still recommend question number 16 and 17 should have been left in the exam. Right? Moving on to the next question. For how many different commands x comma y does the total score of all the students not increase by more than 5? So let's take a look at the information again. Total should not be more than 5. So this will be counted. Then this will be counted 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So totally I have 16 such values. So the answer here is option D, 16. So 3 questions I'll get with all the calculations done. So in hindsight, it looks doable, or it makes sense to write down all the values because you're going to get 3 questions from writing down all the values. Question number 19. What is the minimum value of the sum of the scores of the student in any cell with digit 2 after the command 2 comma y is executed for all possible values of y? So if you're looking at all possible values of y, so you have 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, sorry, 2 comma 4 and 2 comma 5. So what is the minimum value of the sum of the scores of the students in any cell with digit 2 after the command 2 comma y is executed for all possible values of y? So if you look at this student, so 2 comma, if I am looking at 2 comma 1, so the students, let's start running this. So 2 comma 1 will be, this student will be 0. Then 2 comma 1 again will be 0. Then the next 2 comma 1 will be, minimum will be 3. Then again 2 comma 1. In fact, I can use the table which I made earlier, but I'll just write it down. 2 comma 1 is 0, and then 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1 will be 3. Right? Then 2 comma 3. So 2 comma 3 will be, in fact, if I write down 2 comma 3, yeah. So it will be through 4, I believe. Yeah, this will be through 4. Then 2 comma 3 here will be 0. Then 2 comma 3 will be 0. Then 2 comma 3 will be through 4, I believe, through 4, either this way or this way. So it will be 4, and then another 2 comma 3. So 2 comma 3 is straight away 0. Then 2 comma 4, 2 comma 4 is 0. Then 2 comma 4, where is the 4? It's through this 1. Then I have another 2 comma 4 left side 0. Then I have 2 comma 4. So 2 is here going to 4, 0. And then 2 to 4 is 0. Similarly 2 to 5. So 2 to 5 straightforward 0. Then 2 to 5. How do I go from 2 to 5? I think I can go like this. So it will go through 1. So 1. Then 2 to 5 straight away 0. Then I have another 2 to 5. So 2 here to 5. How do I go to 5? This is the best way to go to 5, I believe. So this is 1, and then 2 to 5 is straightforward 0. Now the question says, what is the minimum value of the sum of the scores of the students in any cell with digit 2 after the command 2 comma 1 is executed? So this means if I take the look at the first student is here. For this student, I am running 2 comma 1, 2 comma 3, 2 comma 4 and 2 comma 5, and then I'm doing the total, which means vertical total. So the 0 plus 4 plus 0 plus 0, the total is 4. For the second student, I'm again doing the same thing, but the total is 2. For the third student, I'm doing the total and the total is 3. For the fourth student, the total is 5, and for the fifth student, the total is 3. So the minimum value here is 2, which is option B. Okay, so the meaning you need to understand, for every student you are running 2 comma 1, 2 comma 3, 2 comma 4, 2 comma 5 and then adding them up, which means 2 comma 1 here is 0, 2 comma 3 is 4, 2 comma 4 is 0 and 2 comma 5 is 0. So the first student total will be a total of 4. So it's a vertical addition. So this minimum will be for 2, which is option number B. Last question, for which of the following commands will the sum of the scores of all students be more than 15? We can use the table directly, run 1 comma 3. So run sum of the scores of all the students more than 15. So 1 comma 3, if you remember this table, I think we have this 1 comma 3, the total is 16, right? In fact, it is more than 15 only for 1 comma 3, nowhere else. So that is your answer straight away. 1 comma 3 is your answer. No other values are more than 15, right? So that's option number A. So in this set, if you didn't want to waste time, the first question and probably one other question and the 20th or in between one more question could have been done. So probably 2 to 3 questions could have been done in this, and the other 3 could have been left. Or if you'd have spent time, you would have got all 6, because that lengthy table that you would have made would have given you 3 total questions, right? So that's the end of the section. All the best in your future mocks.